Alright Flex fam, we're talking about my experience with the Mentzer heavy duty workout and how my experience differed from the norm. I tried doing it for 6 months. Before we continue, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. And don't forget, I'm not a bodybuilder, I just exercise because I like to. But a little bit about Mentzer, who was the guy who invented this. He was a top bodybuilder who competed during the golden era of bodybuilding along with the likes of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Mike's approach was all about intensity over volume, short, brutal, high-intensity workouts, done with perfect form. He believed less is more, so his sessions were quick but savage. Think full failure on every set like your muscles are screaming for mercy, and working out no more than 3 times a week. The key purpose of this workout was to build muscle, not strength or endurance. He also promoted a balanced diet and had science-based reasons for a lot of his workout decisions. This was in stark contrast to Arnold and most bodybuilders at the time who promoted 6-hour workouts, working out more and harder, and high-protein diets and low-carb diets. What got me interested in this workout was the following. I had trouble with muscle growth. I decided I had to try something different, and recovery seemed like a factor that might help, and Mentzer took that into consideration. I used to go to the gym so much, and having time to do other things because of how short the workout was with Mentzer's workout was attractive to me. I had the habit of overtraining, and even though I was overtraining, I wasn't getting lean. This would prevent me from overtraining, and it might help me get leaner. So after 6 months, these were the good things I found. I had broken through my plateaus, so I was actually able to lift a lot heavier. Well, a little bit heavier. I got stronger, but only a little bit stronger. But I did break through plateaus that I've been stuck on for years. Like with my bench, I did over I think 230 pounds, maybe 235 with my bench. My squats always been stuck a bit, but I did 3 plates each side, 45s, and things like that. So I've gotten a bit stronger. Another thing that I found very interesting with the Mentzer workout was that if I lifted moderate weights with perfect form, doing the exercises he recommended, a lot of pains I had from sports injuries and stuff would go away. Like when I have upper back pains from hitting the heavy bag, that would actually go away. So I wasn't aching all the time like when I was doing boxing or high intensity workouts. And the strict form seemed to help with that. So here was the bad that I found out after 6 months. Lifting heavy, low reps and intensity, it overstrained my nervous system, as in I wasn't able to continuously do it the amount of days that he recommended. In fact, at one point I had overstrained my bicep, and not all my muscles were able to adapt quickly to the high amount of weight I was lifting, right? However, the likelihood of me injuring my muscles overall had dropped. I found a lot of my muscles were no longer functional because I'd lost so much endurance. I didn't get lean because I limited cardio. He said do cardio only once a week. And this became evident when I restarted doing Muay Thai or hiking, right? When scuba diving, I realized my muscle mass or muscle type had most likely changed because my oxygen consumption had jumped. Tanks that would usually last me like 1 hour were starting to last me only 45 minutes. Also, I had gone on a hike to Mount Everest base camp, and previously I had been at that same altitude in Peru at Rainbow Mountain. When I was in Peru and I had been doing more cardio-based workouts, I didn't get affected at all. However, when I went to Mount Everest base camp, I got altitude sickness and stuff at the same height. That might not be related because they say you can't train for altitude sickness, but who knows? And mainly my cardio suffered a lot. So those were the bad, and I found I couldn't get myself to train as intensely anymore because a lot of times training intensely is something in your brain. It's sort of like a habit. So you have to build up that habit again after doing something as short as the Mentzer workouts. So here are some of the mistakes I probably made while doing it because I wasn't able to stick to the blueprint exactly, because you have to remember Mentzer was on steroids, right? He denied it. Because the weights were so heavy, like I mentioned, I wasn't able to go 100% every day. My nerves were shot, like I mentioned. Furthermore, I felt like there was a drop in pound for pound strength for me, right? I got lazy with regards to longer, more intense workouts because I wasn't doing longer workouts anymore. I feel like the fat burning effect of this type of workout might be over exaggerated or may have been higher and worked for him because he was on roids and other supplements at the time that are now illegal. I was eating pretty clean and I didn't get pretty leaner off of this. Also, I feel that whether this workout works for you has a lot to do with genetics, right? Some people these bodybuilders have prime genetics for muscle building. That's how they can compete at the pro level. I had to adapt a lot of the exercises also, because my gym didn't have the machines he mentioned in his workouts. And furthermore, finally, I do not think that 3 days a week is enough for stimulating muscle growth. Overall, I think whether this workout works for you comes down to genetics. For a lot of people, it might not be enough, but it's worth trying because it does look at building muscle from a different perspective, from pop culture, right? It might be even better for beginners, contrary to what they say, rather than advanced lifters if you lift properly. Because when you start to work out, your muscles grow at a faster rate, right, for that first year. So give it a shot if you're starting to work out. Just make sure you have a trainer that shows you the proper form. I think it is better for recovery or fixing injuries more so than anything else. That's what I found for me. In my opinion, though, after having done it, I prefer HIIT currently because as I get older, it'll allow me to continue pushing myself to the max every day and doing sports and activities I like rock climbing, scuba diving, hiking, and other stuff, right, that require a little bit more endurance, and I don't have to eat as much. But you tell me what you think. Have you tried it? Are you willing to try it? And if you do try it, tell me about your experience in the comments. Till next time, Flexman. Adios.